What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79, guys, coming to you today with a brand new deck profile for the September 2018 ban list. And as you can see, staring you right in the face, we're going to be doing Yosenju Sky Strikers this time around. Guys, ever since the Sky Strikers stuff has come out, I've been testing this deck on and off for the past few months, and I can tell you right now, the way these two archetypes blend together, it's perfect. Alright? They complement each other so well. The Yosenjus are a great link engine which can help you build into greater plays. They utilize normal summons and have some serious effects that can really mess up your opponent's fields. I can stand here all day vamping this deck, but I'm going to turn around and get into it right now. So first and foremost, as you saw in my intro, we are going to get started with 3 copies of Yosenju Kama. Okay, now all the Yosenju monsters in this deck have 2 similar effects. The first one is that immediately after you normal summon, the effect resolves, you can normal summon another Yosenju monster that doesn't have the same name. Okay? During the end phase, all the Yosenju monsters are returned to your hand. So those are the 2 similar effects that all the Yosenju monsters share. Yosenju Kama 3 here has an effect that whenever one of your Yosenju monsters does damage to your opponent, you get to search your deck for another Yosenju card and add it to your hand, essentially allowing you to fill up your main monster zones with Yosenju monsters to put a lot of damage on the board and more pressure. Alright, now to ensure that we can turn on utilize Yosenju Kama 3's effect, we're going to do 3 copies of Yosenju Kama 2. Why Yosenju Kama 2? Because Yosenju Kama 2 has the ability to attack your opponent directly. Yes, the battle damage it causes is half, but still a half damaged poke is better than no poke at all. And since it will set off Yosenju Kama 3's effect, you're pretty much going to need this card in your deck. Alright, and the last card Yosenju to round out would be 3 copies of Yosenju Kama 1. Alright, whenever another Yosenju monster is normal summoned while this card is on the field, you can target one of your opponent's monster and return it back to your hand. That's right, this is a walking compulsory evacuation device, keeping your opponent's monsters off the field with a targeting but non-destructing effect. It's actually very good. Alright, now since I blended Yosenjus with Sky Strikers, we need to have the lady of the deck here at 3 copies of Sky Striker Ace Ray. Alright, she's got the quick effect which allows you to link summon during your or your opponent's turn. Whenever one of your Sky Striker Ace link monsters are destroyed and she's in the graveyard, she can come out of it and then of course utilize her first effect. She needs to be here at 3. Okay. Hand Trap, we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom Joyous Springs. We all know what it does. Stops searches, stops your opponent from sending deck cards from the deck from the graveyard. Also turns around and stops your opponent from special summoning from the deck. Hard once per turn, but she is useful. And I actually run 2 copies of Kaijus in this. Alright, there are 2 decks in particular that I'm using the Kaijus against. Number 1, against other Sky Striker builds. Alright, tribute off their link monster, get this card into the main monster zones, and they're not going to be able to utilize their spells. The other deck that I'm actually going to be using this card against is going to be Thunder Dragons. And the reason why is that is by tributing off their little boss monsters, Colossus and Titan, you're taking those negations and problems off the board. Okay. Alright, for the spells, of course you have to have 2 copies of Call by the Grave. This is what negates your opponent's hand trap, so it needs to be in your deck. It's a staple card, it has to be in the deck. Konami put it at 2 for a reason, just to make sure hand traps stick around a little bit longer. We also have 3 copies of Fire Formation Tenki because you want to be able to search out your Yosenju so you can build your field. Also offers a 100-point power boost to all your Beast Warrior monsters as well. Alright, since I'm running Kaijus, I do run 1 copy of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. It's a board wipe for your turn. Places 2 Kaijus onto the field, 1 on your side, 1 on your opponent's side, so of course you give your opponent the gamut, so you take the right in. Reinforcement of the army because you want to see Rei as much as possible. For the Sky Striker stuff, I have 2 Sky Striker Maneuver Afterburners. The primary reason why this is at 2 is because in case you don't have the Yosenju Common 1 or Compulsory Evacuation Device to bounce off cards off the field, whether you Kaiju them or not, this card is going to be able to allow you to destroy that card and get it off the field anyway. Alright. 1 copy of Hornet Drones is at 1 for a reason. Helps get play started. Helps build up the link ladder if you want to go that way. Needs to be in any Sky Striker builds because we don't have to worry about targeting that as much. We have 3 copies of Sky Striker Mecha Widow Anchor, shuts down monster effects, and if you have 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard, you're still in that monster. So you can link it off a little bit later. And of course, you can't have a Sky Striker deck also without this card. 3 copies of Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. It searches out your Sky Striker spells, searches out Rei. It needs to be at 3. Gotta run it at 3. And last but not least, for that little old Sky Striker matchup, and any decks that really utilize a lot of back row, you're running 2 copies of Twin Twisters just to get that back row off the field. Alright, I do 1 traps, and of course, to complement Yosenju Kama 1, we have 3 copies of Compulsory Evacuation Device. Just bouncing stuff off the field back to your opponent's hand is insanely good. It's non-destruction, but I know it targets, but it's non-destruction, and it can really cause problems and disrupt your opponent's plays. And last but not least, I run 2 copies of Solemn Strike. It's in there for effect negation purposes as well as to stop any inherent summons, like, I don't know, link summoning. Alright, so the extra deck, well, first and foremost, we gotta turn around and do 3 copies of Sky Striker Ace Kagare. Alright, she comes out, she recurs a Sky Striker spell from your graveyard back to your hand. Most likely you're going to be doing Engage. Engage is not a hard once per turn, so getting multiple searches off of 1 copy is going to be epic. She does power boost times the number of spells in the graveyard, which is actually pretty good as well. But a lot of times you're going to be using her for her recursion purposes and extending her combos. Alright, for the end of turn plays, you have 3 copies of Sky Striker Ace Sugu. During the end phase, she gets to a search of a Sky Striker spell based on the ones that aren't in your graveyard. Alright. She also power downs your opponent's monsters a bit, so by 100 for every spell card in the graveyard, which is actually a pretty good defensive effect. Alright, and then last but not least, I have run 2 copies of Sky Striker Ace Hayate. Alright. Whenever she does battle, she dumps a Sky Striker card from your deck to your graveyard. So it doesn't matter if she's attacked or if she's doing the attacking, you're getting something in the graveyard. So she's also a great another end turn thing for your opponent. She can attack directly, so very good card. Alright, I do run 2 Link 4s. Okay. I have 2 Borload. I have a Borload and Borload Sword. Both cards of these Link monsters can facilitate OTKs in their own ways. Got a ton of Yosenju monsters on the board. You link into Borload Sword. You attack with the monsters you need to in the main monster zone. You swing with this guy. Turn one of your used Yosenju monsters into defense mode, and you swing again. So, and Borload can steal your opponent's monsters and allow you to attack with them as well. So it's also a good card to have. Alright. This is a rank 4 deck, so you can also have rank 4 toolbox in your extra deck. I'm running a Beast Dweller because Stomach Dragons are going to be a thing in the meta once Soul Fusion officially drops this weekend. Gaga Cowboy. This card is so awesome. I can't tell you how many times I've actually gotten to the point where I've done a lot of damage to my opponent, and my opponent has less than 800 points, and I just overlay 2 Yosenjus, go into this guy, and burn per game. This is a necessary card to be in there. Alright. Take things off your opponent's boards. You have Evil Swarm Excitoknight. Another board wipe, but it's actually pretty epic. And last but not least, in order to get over really powerful monsters, you have the Utopia package. Summon out Utopia, go into Lightning, and then swing over a big monster for some big damage. Alright. So guys, that's the deck. Alright. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe, enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Guys, check out my Twitter page at BystanderX79. Leave comments below. It's 2 ways to get in contact with me so I can give you guys some even better content. I'm going to start running polls on my Twitter page going forward, talking about stuff in the game. So until next time, peace.